rely on your knight and that legendary sword he carries. Our last line of defense will be Link.
Link. I know why I am here. It's something only I can do.
Do not look away. You witness a king's revival and the birth of his new world.
Okay, let's go!
But you are not alone. Link. You are our final hope. Link. You must find me.
Absolutely incredible. Incredible. I mean, this bit, the music, very few games or even properties can do this and just get you with just a score that. Wow. At once nostalgic and new at the same time. And I don't think the game gets enough credit for how beautiful it actually is. Okay, we're running on the Switch. Okay, the textures aren't, you're not running at 4K, 60 frames or any of that nonsense, but the design is enough to carry this as, one of the best looking games on the Switch for sure, but just in general, and the music.
Zelda.
And it literally, I've watched it so many times and it still gives me goosebumps.
Our last line of defense will be Link.
Link.
Ah, the saxophone.
here.
Just looks amazing.
Only I can
It's
do.
difficult to see how it could even touch the hype,
You witness a king's
the heights
and the
of
birth
what's
his
expected
new
of it.
world.
Okay, let's go.
But you are not alone. You are our final hope.
And it takes from many different Zelda games. There's a bit of Twilight Princess in there, and at the end here you hear
Link,
Zelda's lullaby.
you
That-
must
that-
find me.
I mean, it's so well put together, and I wouldn't even say it's exactly what we needed, because I don't think we needed for it to sell. I certainly didn't need it for me to buy the game. But we got it, and it's ascended everybody's level of hype even more. And the people that were saying maybe, this should have been DLC. I mean, don't want to be controversial, but I think idiots. Nah. I do think it's a foolish notion. I think we had the same thing with God of War, where people were saying it should have been DLC. And I think this usually comes from people who don't understand game development and what it takes to go into a game. You don't spend 6 years just adding a couple of bits and pieces. This just from the gameplay, adding all the extra, the mechanics and all of that. Just the testing alone into getting that to work properly is more than a massive task, let alone adding a story and new areas and everything that we've just seen, let alone all the stuff we haven't seen. Again, it comes from probably some trolling, of course. People just say to be controversial, and some people say things just because they don't know any better, which is fine. If you don't know any better, you're still entitled to an opinion, even if it's wrong. And in this case, it's wrong. I just do struggle to see where this is going to fit. Because can it possibly live up to the hype that's now set for it? Even people who weren't particularly looking forward to it, this trailer's hyped them. But I mean, I love everything about this trailer, and the music. Literally, could have just played the music with a black background, and I think I would have been sold. Just the renditions, everything, every note in this was just perfect, and they showed enough to show there's a lot here. And I don't know. I'm incredibly excited for this game. And I still stand by everything that I said in the previous video, that I believe it still will probably score lower. It might. I think it will sell less. I think it's going to sell very well, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think without any sort of repackaging, let's say. So, for example, if they repackage it for a new Nintendo Switch system and you lump those sales in with the old sales, it could definitely do more than Breath of the Wild. But without that type of add-on, I don't think it will. Just purely because we're at the end of Nintendo Switch's life, which means it's not gonna have the legs that obviously the Breath of the Wild had, releasing at the beginning of the Switch life cycle and a lot across the generation, which is the only reason I don't think it will sell as much. unless, like I say, it's repackaged and it has that. And I do think they will do that. I think if a Nintendo Switch comes out next year, I do think that it's likely we're going to see some more Breath of the Wild, more Tears of the Kingdom, because you don't spend years and years building a game like this just to not have as many people play it as possible. But this shot is absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, people don't think people give the game good enough credit. This is running on a Nintendo Switch, so yes, it's not going to be 60 frames per second. It's not going to be 4K. The textures aren't going to be anything special, but they know how to get the most out of the system. That just when that hits, goosebumps. And you can see already across all the differences, not all the differences, but you can see some of them. Some of the landscapes have changed. Obviously rebuilding. And rebuilding is going to be a big part of this game, I think, with the fusibility. And rebuilding the Master Sword, I think you will do at one stage. There's hints of time travel. We get new characters. That could be a dungeon. Demise. Hylia. The underground dungeons. I mean, it just looks insane. There's so many hints of different mechanics in this game as well, that beyond what we've seen. New characters, returning characters, big bosses. This is what I said I wanted to see. New bosses, different from the different blight of the Breath of the Wild.
Our last line of defense.
There's just so much to discuss in this trailer, and if you want an analysis of each thing in this trailer, this is probably not the channel for you. There's so many people doing great stuff just delving into this, but I had to talk about it, even though I'm a little bit late to the party. But it just looks incredible, and I don't think I've ever been so excited for a game as I am for this game here now. I think the last level of excitement was Breath of the Wild, and they equally did a fantastic job with the trailer they did for that too. You know, almost bring me to tears.
I know why I am here. It's something only I can do.
But can we check our expectations? Because I'm getting to a level of excitement that is going to be hard to meet.
Okay, let's go.
Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do.
But you are not alone.
Link,
Again,
our final hope.
like, I've watched it so many times, and it still gets me every single time. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to talk about it. And I know there's a lot of content creators that have given their opinion already, and probably can articulate more about how excited they are, but my inane ramblings probably give you an idea of how incredibly excited I am for this game, and May the 12th can't come soon enough. So stay tuned to 16-Bit Rivals for more on everything gaming, and definitely for some Zelda Tears of the Kingdom impressions when it releases. Thank you again for watching.